Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this really awesome live interview. I know that it's been really a hot topic about learning a second language, so I brought Elaine here to talk to us about her program and some of the benefits and free things that she's doing for homeschooling families. And I really appreciate all that she is offering. And I wanted to just have a chance to be able to talk to her about the benefits of learning a second language and her background and all of that. So, um, the first thing I wanted to ask you is about the affordable and free resources that you are offering for homeschooling families. I see you posting those in the group a lot.
Hi, hello, Amelia. Thank you for having me. Yes, I have different resources in my group. I have a parenting group. I do two things there. Well, first, I teach Spanish as a way of connecting children with Spanish. So in that group, I do have free lessons. So I offer free lessons for children from 4 to 10 years old. And that's a way for them to start getting that feel of a new language. It's something very new for them, for most of them. So they have that opportunity of experiencing that. And we also have live sessions where we talk about different just parenting topics. So that's my way of giving back to parents their time and all their energy when they have all those questions. I've been an educator for about 25 years. I've taught in very different settings, daycares, big schools, small schools, all that. So and in the classroom and virtually. So I'm able to help them with different situations that they may have with their children, either online or in the classroom or at home, if they're so in all different types of situations. So that's what we have in my group. I also have free videos to learn Spanish. Um, so they can also practice and just play them over and over again so they can start practicing some of the words. Mhm.
So, what are some of the benefits to learning a second language other than having a new way to be able to communicate?
Mm-hmm. Well, back in the day, a long time ago, and actually when I started teaching a long, long time ago, people used to think that it would make the kids have difficulty learning like their own language. And if they were having some sort of issues with their own language, they have anything going on, they would not recommend doing that. But it has been proven that is not correct. So children don't get anything bad from learning a second language. It has actually been proven to help them with attention and also to be able to multitask. And that also helps them with controlling their emotions, so how they behave when they do things. Uh, because every time they're trying to learn a second language, their brain has to work like extra, extra hard to pay attention. So I always think about it like when they listen to the word, the sentence, and they don't know what the meaning is. So they have to stop for a second and really start trying to put together a lot of things that they know from the past, from the present, what the clues that are around them, the hand motions that the other person is doing, all those things they're doing like in seconds to try to fill in the gaps and um, figure it out what the word means or what this person is trying to tell me. So that is like I tell the kids, because I also have some videos for the kids to try to explain them how their brain is working. And for different other topics, I tell them your brain is working like extra hard and it's making all these new connections for you to be able to understand. So I'm like, you're getting smarter when you're doing this. You're getting smarter. You're learning a second language, getting smarter, and that's also going to help you with your attention. And that helps with academics and with language and with also it is a chain. And eventually, obviously, the goal is for them to be able to use that second language in the future when they grow and they go to college to find a job, if they need to travel or find connect with different cultures. And I find it interesting sometimes. It's been rare, but I've had some comments saying that, well, you only need a second language if you're planning on going somewhere, or if you are planning on or meeting people from that country. But it's really way bigger than that. And as in me, and my husband, we actually experienced that in the job part, because when we moved here to this country 20 years ago or so, it was always a plus when you would put in the resume, you would put Spanish. And I vividly remember in one of my interviews when they put +1 Spanish. So it helps in a lot of areas.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So you were talking about listening skills, and how it's really, if people are struggling with listening skills, that learning that additional language can help with that. I think you also mentioned something in the group about like if someone has a hard time with processing things or like focusing, like ADHD, that a second language can actually help with that rather than some people might think that it hinders because they're already having a hard time learning. Tell me a little bit more about your experience with that and how that actually helps.
hmm Well, when I started, and I want to tell you a little bit of what was my first experience with a second language with children. That was in the very, very early ages of my career. I started working for this school in Ecuador, where I'm from, and they have like a full immersion program, which is like you are talking to the children only in the language that is being taught. Uh, so the first thing they told me there is like you're not allowed to talk with the kids in Spanish. It's only English. So I went into freaking mode. I really thought like, how am I gonna do this? I'm supposed to be teaching children all the academic part, and it's gonna be in a different language. So it shocked me at the beginning. It was scary, and these were like 3 or 4 years old. Uh, but I just went ahead with it. I committed because that's what I was supposed to do, and it was really amazing to see how the children, once they we're past maybe the first week of them try to figure it out what this lady is talking and what's going on, or just this really awkwardness about not being able to understand. It's like they will realize, okay, I'm gonna have to do my best to understand, and this is how it's gonna go from now on. So I feel like there's like a switch that goes in their brains, and actually that's what I do so lot, sometimes with my students. I'm like, let's switch. We're gonna switch now, right now, to Spanish, and that's how we're gonna do it. And so they don't expect that translation. And like I was saying before, like when you're just listening everything on your own language, you don't really need to put much attention. You can be doing something, you can just listen, and they can gonna tell you that, hey, go. Or you can tell your kid, go to the table. We're gonna have dinner, something like that, and they just, you don't have to think about it. You just do things. If it's a second language, if someone tells you go wash your hands, we're gonna go have dinner, and it's something different, you may be able to pick up 5 or 4 words from that, and your brain's gonna have to like stop for a second and try to figure it out, all the other things. Okay, I heard something about food, I heard something about water, and your brain's going to be connecting all these other things to put together. So you're making a stop, and you actually need to pay attention and concentrate to be able to get there. Of course, there are other things that come with that, especially when they are young. um, you you cannot expect for a 4-year old, a 6-year old to sit down and just start listening to you and 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 like, okay, yes, I'm going to think, and this is going to be that. No. So there are a lot of things that come with it. Is there a lot of visual songs, or different tones of voices, or even disappearing from the camera, things like that, that it's going to help them keep that attention while they're trying to figure it out, all these other things. So
Mhm.
it's your brain training extra hard. Mhm,
So, what would be the difference between like you talked about an immersion program or your program and something more like Duolingo that's more like online practice based, something like that. So, what are kind of the differences between the two programs and how, like, what's the benefit of your program over Duolingo?
mhm. I've tried Duolingo. I really like it. I think it's really good because I wanted to try get my Portuguese back. But the thing is, when you do Duolingo, where you just watch a video, or it's just TV and that language, that can help. I mean, this practice is an extra, but it's only one way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, because the kid is not getting any feedback about what they're saying. And especially at this age, the huge advantage at this age is that they're able to pick up the language pretty much without an accent. It's the difference from an adult. When an adult start learning, it's hard for them to lose that accent. Students are able to start speaking like a native. I teach right now. I have kids from China, and I have kids from different parts of the world, and they can switch. Sometimes I had a French student, and they would just switch. They can switch to English or French or Chinese or whatever their languages are. And they pretty much don't have an accent in each language because their brains are so flexible at this time that they're able to pick up. But the way of doing that is having that feedback. If they're not saying something right, you are able to correct, and the correction is very subtle as well. Like if they are right now, I was just teaching a lesson, and I was saying something, la niña, and they were saying ya niña. So instead of saying, oh stop, no, you have to say this, da 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 da, that you say, grab my microphone, I say la 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 la. So the kids think it's a game, and that's also part of why it's so amazing to teach them that young, because they're gonna hear the la that's different, and they're just gonna start repeating, and the next time they're gonna know how to do it. So that's the biggest benefit, to have that connection. Also, in the program, they can send like recordings of themselves, things like that, so they can also have that extra feedbacks.
Well, that's really cool. So tell me about some of the affordable paid options that you provide in addition to the free classes. So you do free classes in the group, and then with the feedback, is that part of your paid program?
It is part, yes. It's one of the plus things that what I've created with the program, and is that I've seen different ones, because I was trying to explore what things were out there for children to learn. It's usually you get the lesson and you get your feedback, and that's it. But what I've been creating is like a community of parents that can help each other out, that can help parents out, and they also to have a communication with the students where they can have their own like little group where they can communicate with me or the other teachers, and so they can have these feedback, or they can share things, so they are growing together. So it's not just me learning by myself. I can see my friend, I can listen to my friend that he was reading in Spanish, or and they can also complement each other and help each other out. So it's bigger than that. I'm also having those access to extra practice through games after lessons. So what I'm offering, it's like a bigger, more complete experience than just going to a lesson and just waiting for next week.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And I actually really enjoyed learning more about your program and your background. Do you have anything else that you'd like to tell the group before we're done?
I would love for to join my group and experience that. I know a lot of people are going to react because they've never been exposed to Spanish or second language. Oh, okay. I lost you for a second.
Are you there?
Hello? Are you there? Oh, I
I'm
can't
here
hear you.
now.
Oh, yeah, yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Yes, to come and give it a try. It's their live sessions. They're weekly, so they can experience just listening to the language, how it is to do it something virtually if they haven't done it before, and just give them those opportunities. I think everything during these years of the children is given them the opportunity of experiencing different things. So that's the way they're gonna grow. Have them visit different festivals or different things, so they can just start making those connections to why I want to learn this new language.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And I look forward to seeing more of your posts in the group. Thank you so much for all that you offer to homeschooling families.
Thank you, Amelia.